Hello, welcome to Rasmusar TV. My name is Hayden Lewis, Rasmusar, USA. Now today, I've been messing around with some aiming with the bow. I typically don't aim. I usually shoot instinctive, and some days I'm very accurate, some days I'm not. But I want to work something new, and I wanted to work on aiming. Now, I have a general idea how to aim. I'm already kind of figuring it out. One thing I really want to discuss more so than aiming and how to aim is a discussion between Dr. Khorasani and B. Dwyer. Now, we're talking about aiming with one eye open or both eyes open, and Bede explained that you kind of can have one eye open, and I think I understand what he means from a marksmanship standpoint. I have a lot of experience shooting rifles, quite a bit, and one thing you do when you're aiming down the sights, let's say the bow is the rifle, when you're aiming down the sights, if you're having a hard time getting an eye to focus, you can squint or close one eye temporarily, and then you find that your eye is focused on the sight. Similar, if not the same, for archery. So the type of aiming you can use is off the side of the bow. So hold on, do that real quick. So you can aim off the left side of the bow, right? With your knuckle in here. You can aim off both sides of the bow with both eyes. You can aim off the arrow. So what I'm talking about when you squint one eye or close one eye temporarily and reopen it, when you're focusing, it's more so when you're aiming on one side of the bow. So if I'm aiming off the left side and I can't quite focus, then yeah, I'll squint and close that eye, and then I could focus. Same thing if I am doing it on the right side with the arrow, looking down the arrow. I squint for a second, I reopen it, and then I'm totally focused on the arrow point as an indicator. So what I'm working on here is I'm going to be using the arrow as a reference point. I kind of already figured out the trajectory from this short distance I'm loosing from. If I point the arrow about a foot away from it, in front of it, at about to the left, about a 45-degree angle, start getting them in there. So I'll show you my accuracy. It's not going to be super accurate, but I kind of already figured it out, I think. So, and I'm using that squint method so I could look down the arrow, and then I open both eyes again. Alright, so that's my little rugged target, so to speak. I'm gonna try to aim for center of that bullseye. As you can see, I did walk a couple into the center, so just bear with me and enjoy some of the footage. Again, I'm aiming a foot to the left, diagonally at a 45 to the left, about a foot in front of it. That second one was better because I held it a little bit longer to get situated. So, those first three were aimed. Let's see the difference between instinct. I'm just going to look at the center of the target. First instinct. Second instinct. third instinct. So I'm grouping them right, but consistent instinctually. I'm not as consistent with aiming. So let me try aiming again. First aiming. There you go. I walked that one right in. Let's see if I can replicate it. There you go. So with the aiming, I'm able to walk them in better. So I think if I practice, hold on, let me get in front of the camera here. I think with enough practice, I'm gonna be able to do much better with aiming, and I could probably, with enough practice, get more consistency. So now I'm gonna do the same thing, except I'm going to do my on the left-hand side, left-handed drawing, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna aim off the arrow, and I'm gonna aim just down the center, about a foot in front of the target, and I'm gonna aim it the same way. So I'm probably not gonna hit center, but I want to see where they're grouping. Where they're grouping is where I'm gonna have to adjust my windage, and then once I find that, I could start walking them in like I did with the last two arrows. So stay tuned for that. Alright, so welcome back. This is going to be, like I said, left-handed, and I'm going to be aiming down the center of it, but about a foot in front of it. So you'll see I'm going to be pointing right around there, just so you get a visual. Alright, so that was all my aimed shots. As you can see, they started grouping high and to the left. Again, I was aiming right around right there. So now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do these next 9, and I'm going to go right here. roughly. So that way I could start walking them in to the center. Stay tuned. Alright, so now we're going to start. I'm not going to aim down the center. Push it to the right a little bit. See if I can walk them in. This is left-handed. I'm adjusting my aim as I see them group. So, as you can see, I walked them in a little bit. I was still shooting a little bit high. Part of it is because this is new to me, just straight aiming all the time. I usually just do instinct. So, let me get in front of the camera here. So, I walked them in a little bit. I was shooting a little high. Part of it, this is something new. Secondly, I don't have my glasses on. And I don't have super bad vision, but it does make a difference. So, but I would say at least on a windage vantage point, I was a little bit more consistent. I think the more I practice the aiming methods, the better I'm going to get, and I'm going to start implementing this instead of just purely instinct, and see if I can tighten up my groups over time and get consistency. And then I will, once I get consistent, I will start pushing out further and further and pushing my limits of where I'm at with my skill. My end goal is I want to be able at 25 meters be able to hit whatever I want, pretty much, for the most part, within reason. If I can get a fist-sized group every time, that's my end goal. So that's what I'll start working towards slowly. And I'm going to get some more practice in. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know if you have questions. And you all have a good rest of your day.